Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Tool. How are you?
I'm doing great, Dad. I'm doing great. How your day and too?
Wonderful.
Okay.
So, what's the what's the weather like in Liberia right now?
Well, it's a sunny day. As usual, we in
Okay.
our dry season, and the sun is very, very hot here today.
Well, I'm in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and it's a little cool out here. It started snowing
I know.
yesterday.
I
Some
know.
little sprinkles on the ground, but not too much.
It's
So
okay.
we okay with
Mhm.
it.
Okay.
But welcome to the family.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
so
Good morning,
glad to be here.
folks. Good morning. We're happy to be here. This is our first edition for the year, and it should be a wonderful show. Today's show is about the mindset for a Liberian entrepreneur. What kind of mindset should people have, Liberians, as they get into business? And you can have so many different perspectives on that, but we discuss some of those from our perspective, and then we see how that fits in with two up and coming businesses that we want to feature today. Those two businesses, they are um, ZAAG. I hope I pronounced the name right. ZAAG Natural, that focuses on moringa and ginger tea, and I'm a witness. Really good stuff, really good product. And then Kuma Eggnog. Kuma Eggnog is no joke. I don't drink, but I tasted it and wanted to take me back to my 1986 and before behavior in terms of touching the bottle a little bit. But we have the people here, and they will share some thoughts in terms of their own mindset towards business, what they're doing, what the expectations are, and how things are. But in business, people come to business for different reasons. Um, yeah, definitely welcome all the viewers. We have a staunch viewer. I think he's probably the number one fan of the show, Juzu Hassan, from Mikey County. So we gotta give him his props in his new year. Um, but also have some strong supporters, some silent viewers, and others who love the show. But if you're here, we ask you to share the show because we think um, overall our country will grow if we expand the economic pie. And that expansion is kind of based on businesses, circulating in the economy, liberalizing our economy, making sure that the money in the economy can circulate among Liberians at least several times before it leaves the community. So if you are watching, share the show, invite others, let them know what we're trying to do. Today's show is about the mindset for a Liberian entrepreneur. What are those things that should be the state of mind for them? So that's what mindset is. What drives you? What is your state of mind about any one thing? And you can have multiple things going on, right? So you can have multiple mindsets. One of the first things I look at is growth. Having that growth mindset that you want to get big, that you understand what you're doing. Um, you're not falling by the wayside. You're not impacted by the negatives. And you really believe that you have that potential to get big, to grow. So, as a business, you want to understand where you're starting from and where you want to go and how you get there. So, that growth mindset is very important for any business, and then especially for Liberian business, where, and we can talk about those challenges. The challenges are many, but in terms of that growth mindset, that's what you want to do. And then if you have the growth mindset, you got to do some things that can help you grow. One of the key things that can help people grow is being able to rely on other people in terms of their experiences, the way they navigated certain things, so that you can get around those kind of hurdles, obstacles, or anything like that that affords you the opportunity that you don't have to learn the hard way. Not everybody have to learn the hard way. And then we also got to be your team. You got to have a positive team or supportive team around you that, even if you fail as a leader or as a business person, they can be there to pick you up. You got to be involved with your community, or if not just your community, but the people who will support your business, your core customers. Those are the people that you really want to be a part of, you to be active with. So in terms of growing, you have to be able to focus on those things to allow you to grow. um, and don't be limited by the negatives, right, or the criticism. Sometimes you need to seek that. You need to find out what people are thinking. How does this affect you? So you step away from yourself sometime and look at yourself. If you were looking at another person who doing exactly what you're doing, what will you tell them? What will be different? Those are the kind of things that help you to grow. That embracing, whatever challenges out there, embracing the input from other people. Sometimes it's constructive, sometimes it's destructive, but it's always good way to look at it as just feedback, and then you work on what you can work on. One other mindset that we need to build as Liberian entrepreneurs is just that resilience. And I think naturally, given where we have been through as Liberians, um, we are resilient people. We try to find a way, but sometimes that way is just not structured to be successful and sustainable. It's just more in the moment. And this resilience that we need to build need to go beyond the moment. It need to be something that drives us in our business environment. We know the Liberian business environment is very challenging. What is infrastructure? What is access to capital? What is access to markets? What is the theft sometimes that we face in business, where the people who may work for are just people outside coming in, but we got to have that resilience, that grit. And I think the numbers are there, especially for the small business people. Probably 75 to 80% of small businesses fail within 5 years or less. The rate for Liberia could be much higher, but being able to stick with it, being able to look long term at what your goals are in the future versus that immediate setback, um, is very helpful to being able to build that level of endurance, that level of resilience, that level of grit, where you don't not letting anything hold you down. But again, you can't do it in a vacuum. You can't do it in isolation. You got to connect with people. You got to build that network, that support network. And they don't have to be just one support group. It can be a variety of different people that you tap into when you need different things, whether it's advice on your financials, whether it's advice on customer engagement, whether it's advice on marketing. You got to look at all of those things. And naturally, our environment is kind of communal, where people know your business, people are involved in your business. And so sometimes there are no secrets. But if you can use that openness, that availability of information of you that people have for them to understand, relate to you more, it can help your resilience and grit, right? You got that feedback and that support system that you can go to and probably relieve some of your stress. It's not easy doing business, especially when that's your core means of survival, where everything is coming from there. So you want it to be successful, you want it to be moving, but that doesn't happen at all times. So you need to be able to build that level of resistance and resilience where you can handle the negatives, you can handle the difficulties, and you be able to move on. Then just being involved with people, with your problems, understanding what they are and how you can navigate them, being proactive. Sometimes you're anticipating what happened. That's the kind of mindset you have. There's always something coming. You know, if nothing is going wrong, then you should be scared because there's always something happening, and you got to be able to anticipate those challenges that will come your way. You got to be able to find solutions for them, and sometimes it's about innovation. Sometimes it's about just facing it head on and attacking the problem, trying to solve it and stuff like that. And many of our problems, though, I'll just bring an example in. A lot of posts going around with the Minister of Youth and Sports saying it's not government's role to create jobs, but they just leave it at that snippet where he said government role is to facilitate. So to a large extent, he's right? But if government doesn't facilitate, then government is not participating in the job creation effort. And that's something that, this government needs to do. I know being at the Ministry of Commerce the other day, and their whole approach with, small businesses. They were having a trade fair where a conference on business and small businesses, where they invited all these small businesses to. It was a wonderful event, I thought, and I was able to meet, multiple businesses and talk to them, interview them. The video is on my page. I went live from there, but also it has to go beyond just the fair. There's multiple areas that these businesses can be assisted in, and we have that discussion today with two, like I mentioned earlier, two businesses that I met there that are up and coming, and we as Liberians can really help take them to the next level. And we discuss that with the two CEOs of those businesses in a little bit. One of the other mindset that we as Liberian entrepreneurs, this is a critical mindset, is the networking and the collaboration. We know in our typical way, everybody want to be a hero, but we got to be able to connect within the sector we are in, within the business arena we are in, whether it's other entrepreneurs that we see as competitors, or whether it's just mentors or just other industry leaders who could facilitate some things for us as business people, share ideas, share resources. Those are important things, that we need to do. And our community is an important part of our business. How the community perceives you sometimes, that how your business will go. If it's positive, they will be supportive of your business. If it's negative, sometimes they will avoid your business. And there's nothing more painful than the people who you expect to support you, not supporting you. That's very challenging. So whether it's just talking to people or whether it's trying to organize some networking events or people of like minds coming together and sharing, more of the trade fairs need to be done to expose these different businesses to people. More pop-up shops need to happen around. Yeah, I know everybody's saying the whole the whole Morovia or just about the whole Liberia is a market, right? Everybody's selling. But again, it's about this whole job creation thing, right? If there's not enough jobs 9 to 5 for people to go to, they got to find a way, to live, and probably trying to be entrepreneur is one of the best ways to do it. Then another key factor in this whole approach to mindset is discipline. How disciplined are you? What kind of schedule do you have? How do you control your expenses? How do you engage your employees and share with them the values that you want to hold, whether it's transparency, accountability, integrity, commitment to work, some of those beautiful words that come out there. But how do you hold them to that? What kind of, financial regime do you have in your business? Is this something where you are really monitoring your finances? You understand where every penny is going, and that is working towards elevating the business rather than just, making expenses that don't really help you in a business. So that kind of discipline, it goes whether it's financial, whether it's organizational, whether it's technical. You got to build discipline in your business to make sure that people can see, even from the outside, your approach, your mindset towards, doing your business. How disciplined are you is important. Your behavior is usually reflective of your business. If you lose and don't care most times, that's how your business will be. But if you are professional, you are engaging, you appreciate your customers, you engage them, people look at those kind of discipline, the way you spend your money, the way you save your money, all of those things, the way you handle challenges. Are you quickly nervous? Are you able to weather the storm? All of those things people look at and do it. Then another key factor of discipline is, or not discipline, just your mindset. Is it customer oriented? I've been one of those who a lot of times people say the customer is always right. I don't necessarily agree with that, but the bottom line is the customer is the lifeblood of your business. The customer is the one that makes your business to thrive. So you got to do everything you can to make your customer feel good, to understand your customer, whether that whatever market you're selling, and the person who passes in every day, the kind of behavior, what makes them come to your whatever market to buy something. So you got to try to understand your customer. And most times customer research, market research is a complex thing and it costs money and stuff like that. But when we are looking at it from how our traditional small businesses are, our micro businesses, they don't have that ability to go and analyze the market, but they got vision, they got understanding, and that's what they got to apply in terms of the engagement with the customer, that positive outlook, that engaging and friendly behavior. They got to do it in order for the businesses to be successful. For somebody to feel like you value the money that they're paying for. Yes, you're giving them a service, but they got to expect you to welcome them, to make them feel like they are very important to your business. And everybody wants to be important. So, part of what we do here is try to show you some things or share some information with you that may not be, um, you know, visible to you or that may not be practiced by you. But if you engage in some of those behaviors, you can make a difference with your customers. And then how people perceive you, right? We always talk about integrity. Those are some of the values for some different institutions. Ethics, honesty, those kind of things that can help people see the kind of person you are. Because sometimes people look beyond the business transaction and look at the individual. Are they somebody who is, you know, a real human being? Is that somebody I want to deal with? Is that somebody I can trust my business with? Because not every business is just a direct exchange, right? Some business you got to execute some activities for people. You got to go to work with them, engage with other people in order to bring back results for them. And in those cases, people want you to have some level of standard, some level of ethics, some level of dependability where they have confidence in you. Usually I say, I don't trust anybody. When they go, I trust. But you got to build a level of confidence with people. Some people may be at 99% level of confidence. Other people may be low. But you got to understand, where your measurement for different people are and how you think they are looking at you. Are they looking at you as a 50 percenter in terms of ethics, in terms of morality? So you got to be able to present yourself in a way where you represent integrity, where you represent yourself as an icon of your community, somebody who the people see, the people like, the people respect, and the people know you are there. You're not running away, you're not leaving, you're not escaping. If they were to, for example, credit you, you're not leaving. So those are some of the factors that make you, sustain, and you got to use them. Another area is this whole vision thing and what goals you set, right? Um, we talk a lot about strategic planning, and yes, not everybody will get to that level of sophistication where they will put a strategic plan together, their mission, their vision, their values. Then they look at their strategic objectives. Then they look at the strategic initiatives that will support those objectives. Then they look at the specific actions or tasks that they got to execute, for that to happen. And then, forget about the stakeholder engagement where they got to go to everybody who has a stake in their business or in their economic activity or in their sector to see whether they go in the right way. But you, in your small scale as a business person, your small business, you got to set those goals. You got to be very clear what your objectives are. And sometimes we in business use the term mission critical. So what are those things that are very critical to the success of your mission as a business person? We looking at the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund, right? So our vision could be the fund that provides opportunity for the diaspora, utilizing their capital, their and capabilities to transform, the business environment in Liberia, right? And then when we look at the mission, what is the mission? The mission is to probably build critical Liberian-owned sustainable business in bankable projects that can, create revenue for everybody. So you got to understand exactly what your mission is with regards to your vision, and then the ethical or the values that you want to attach to those that make it so much easier for you to achieve your vision, for you to achieve your mission. So those are some of the things that business people, the kind of mindset that the Liberian business, because our environment is very, very challenging. If we don't have that idea about how we want to be successful, we don't be focused, and we can learn from our mistakes. That's another thing. You got to be continuously learning, because people make mistakes, people have problems all the time, and you know you you wonder sometimes how you can get over it. Sometimes the past experience help you. And like I said earlier, it's not only your experience that can help you, it's other people's experience that can help you. Other people input, other people knowledge that makes a difference for you. Then you got to invest in yourself in terms of some of the things that you may meet that may just be too difficult for you, but you have to learn. So you got to be able to invest in capacity building, whether it's leadership, whether it's how you handle your finances, whether it's your marketing skills. All of those things are things that when you invest in yourself or the people in your business, it makes a difference in terms of support. So we have one of our, guests today. She's in the back. I was trying to wait for our other guests. So maybe I should just tell her to click on the link and join us. The neck is still stiff. Oh, I think it's Stephanie. 1 second. Yeah. Please join us. Okay.
But is that okay?
Oh, so this Stephanie, right?
Yes, this is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Wonderful. Oh, you got a partner with you there, or that driver?
No.
Yeah, so what we decided to do was to take the call together since you having us on the show together. We
Oh,
decided to take the call together.
you see, that's what we're just talking about, right? Being able to network and collaborate. So these two ladies, these two CEOs, they are actually together, they're working together, and it's very impressive that there's this level of collaboration among you people. I just wish you could maybe make your phone horizontal so the both of you can be seen at the same time, if it's possible. So this is real teamwork here, folks. We're trying to make it happen.
Yes, we gotta
All
make it
right.
happen.
Okay, that's the best we can do. Y'all have to shift it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that should not be a problem shifting though.
okay. So we have with us two up and coming businesses, two up and coming CEOs, and both of them are females, which is very impressive. But we do know, in my mind now, I always say, and people sometimes get upset with me, but typically our women in Liberia, I think they are better business people than most of the men. It's just that they don't really get the opportunity to demonstrate it. But today we have two up and coming ones. The first one is Sandra Lai. Am I pronouncing the last name right? Sandra?
So yeah, the name is Sandra Perkins Lai.
Okay, wonderful. So Sandra is the CEO for ZAAG, right? It says ZAAG.
Yeah, so I'm the CEO. So the company name is Sandy Group of Companies, but the brand name is ZAAG
Okay,
Natural.
wonderful. So the Sandy Group of Companies, all right.
Yeah,
And ZAG is what
and
the
then ZAAG
product that
Natural is the brand. Yeah, right.
right. Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into business.
Thank you. So I'm Sandra Perkins Lai, the CEO for Sandy Group of Companies with the brand name ZAAG Naturals. There are several other businesses that I am CEO and partner for, but I'd like to talk about this one today. So at Sandy Group of Companies, we're into the cultivation, we're into the processing and packaging of moringa products, moringa and ginger products. We
So
do
wait,
have
so
now,
wait,
we
so
started,
wait 1 second. So let people hear you.
yeah,
You're yes, she's into cultivation, processing, and packaging. So she's really into that whole value chain. So go ahead.
yeah, so we started out with the moringa powder, but as usual, based on customers' demand, we had to move over to have additional, that is the tea bags. So for now, we have two flavors. We have one with just the moringa tea into actual tea bags, and then we have the other one mixed with ginger. But we're hoping to have other flavors coming soon, but for now, we have those two flavors. If you see here,
So
so that's
just
what
quickly,
we
what are the benefits of moringa? Why moringa?
Good. The best question ever. So, moringa is one of the plants, if not the only plants on earth that has more than 90 plus vitamins, minerals, amino acids. So, it's like somebody wants to eat fruits, vegetables for all the different vitamins, minerals. Moringa has everything inside. And moringa is one of the plants, in fact, in Asia and other places, they refer to it as the miracle tree or the tree of life because it has all the different nutrients, all the different minerals, just everything your body needs to survive. We all suffer heady hunger. That is, your body needs certain minerals and vitamins to function, and the moringa has everything inside.
And folks, let me just attest to that. At one point, I felt I was not remembering things right. I was getting a little bit tired too easily, and then I started drinking moringa, and it worked for me. My vision got better, my memory got better, my energy level got better, and probably like 10 or 12 years ago, I wrote a whole proposal on moringa and importing moringa into different products. One day I'll probably share with Sandy, and maybe it could be something she could go on. But yes, moringa is what they call a superfood.
Yeah, they call it superfood, they call it miracle tree, they call it tree of life.
Wonderful. So yes. So let's go next to Stephanie. Stephanie, um,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself and this wonderful eggnog that you have. That even when I send the messages out, I got some rave reviews from people. But share with us about yourself and the business.
Okay, so thanks for having me on the show. My name is Stephanie Como Moba, and the business is called Como Special Incorporated. So we produce a locally made eggnog called Como Special. So this eggnog has been in existence since 1920s from my great grandfather, the 13th president of Liberia, William Derrick Coleman. He started this invention, and normally when visitors come to Liberia, he offered them the eggnog as a tradition of Liberia so they can take back home. So we just used to do it as a family thing. We use a recycled bottle and have it as at wedding, family gathering. So in 2021, I decided to now register the business and have it branded, rebranded, but have the same name called Como Special and well packaged. So we left from recycled bottle and now we are into a pouch. So this is the pouch we're using from 500 grand from UNDP and my personal saving, my husband and I personal saving. We now transform from recycled bottle to this pouch that we have in 15 locations in Liberia and 2 counties. So Nima and Bon County, we have the Como Special being sold there as well.
Wonderful. So, in terms of the taste, how do you keep the taste consistent?
Yes, as I said, it's a family thing that was passed on. So we have one way to fix it, one ingredient or use all the ingredients that we use that ingredients with the measurement. So the taste still the same from 1920s up to 2025. The taste is still the same. If you taste it from me or any of my relative, you see that it's constant with everything that we use. Yeah. So it's just unique from any
Wonderful.
other egg.
So, you started the business in 2021. What do you think were your mindset when you started that business, and what's some of the things that have carried you from 2021 to 2025?
Okay. So when I started a business, I started buying just from people around that during the local kinju that we produce in Liberia. So I said, but if I continue to buy from local farmers, I'm going to improve their lives and the life of their children. So I started to buy from people in Ball County, the kinjus that they produce. And I said that this thing started from my great grandfather. I see that my aunties, my uncles are just doing it just like that. So someone can just come from the backside and register the business as Como Special. So when I even went to do the business registration, I saw that there was a name called Como Special already, Como Special Enterprises. So I had to register it as Como Special Incorporated. So I didn't want for our family legacy to just die. So that kept me up to this stage to keep my family legacy going and living. Yes. So from my personal saving and the one from UNDP 500 starter grant up to this stage, I'm impressed by all the consumers that are buying, my customers. I'm impressed for the new opening for my business as we just won from the SME conference 1,200 that is going to do a lot for my business. We are going to, because we buy our pouches from China and right now, I'm doing the manually with my hands, my husband and I. So we have other staff with us that are doing the sales around, but we want to employ more people. So I see that more people are out of job in Liberia. So my thing is to employ more people to empower the local farmers that are producing kinju because most of the kinju is just being wasted. So I'm adding value to kinju. Yeah.
Wonderful. So when you say most of the kinju being wasted, why? Why people not drinking kinjus like they used to?
Yes, so most of the time people going behind Nakon product like some different kinds of products that Nakon producing right now. So you see that
Right.
people not really going for Kinju. Yeah, you only see
Okay.
people maybe in the counties, yeah, a few of them going for Kinjus, yeah.
Okay. So Sandra, back to you. Um, we already have a question here. How do we order your tea? People want to know how to order your tea, whether in the US, whether in Liberia. What are the different ways people can get your product right now?
So the different ways for now, we have people ordering through our social media page. For people
Okay.
in the US, for
But
people
what's
in
the
the
name
US
of the page?
specifically, ZAG Natural.
Okay, ZAAG Natural.
ZAAG Naturals. And let me just read the number out. 231-775-536334 is the WhatsApp number. For people
Okay.
in the US, we've been sending to them through DHL and via
Okay. Probably a little bit of network problem there from them. But yes, they do. She did share a
other
link with
travel.
me.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you now. Please repeat how people can get it, especially people in the
I
US.
was saying for people in the US, once you contact the WhatsApp number or the social media page, the Facebook page, and we have a conversation surrounding that, we know your address, we can have it sent over to you. For people in
Wonderful.
Canada, DHL has some issues, so we have been sending to the US, and then they receive it on their end as well. Well, in
Okay.
Liberia right now, we are into 3 counties in Liberia: Montserrat, Nima, and Grand Bassa. And then we are into 28 different locations. So all of the Stop and Shops, all of the Havel supermarkets, there are a couple other supermarkets, as my brother, Greenland supermarket, they have it. But we also do delivery as well, like I said. So once we contacted on our page and the WhatsApp number, yes, we can do delivery at a fee based on where you
Okay.
are.
Wonderful. So, Stephanie, you said you guys in 15 locations. Um, how do you look at expanding? How can you increase that number? How can you increase the number of counties? What would it take for you to expand what you're doing?
Okay, so recently I've been talking to Basa, people in Basa. So Kanyu, he has a hotel in Basa, Kanyu Johnson, and he agreed to have the Como special there. And also Philomena Guest House also agreed to have the Como special there as well. And I started to talk to Robert Sport to have it there, and they agree as well. So as I said, I'm doing a manual day, so the demand is getting high, and I don't want to have too much publicity and I can't meet the demands of my customers. But as I said, the 1,200 grand that was given to me through Ministry of Commerce that we want, we're still waiting for it. When we have it, we have to add to it and get a little machine that is going to help me produce more. So all the Happy Hour supermarket in town have it there, Stop and Shop have it as well, and few entertainment centers like on GSA Road, Double Doors, and other places, Elite Bar and Restaurant at the old Ministry of Transport, and we have a lot of
Right.
other sport entertainment areas. Yeah.
Okay. So, I was trying to share something here with people, but I can't see the commands. Let me see. Okay, now I see it. I want to share my screen and challenge you here for us to find out how we can get to this point. Um,
Okay.
because it's important that people see where you guys are going. Okay, they see your pricing and they understand um, how they can make that difference. So I have here um, on the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So there are different packaging. I see it. I want to see how you can get to $1 million in sales. Both of you, I did this illustration. I know you're saying right now, you're doing everything manual, but to get up there, because we want you guys to be a big business, right? We want to promote Liberian businesses to move up and want Liberians to promote them.
Thank
So
you.
if each of your different packaging will have 10,000 different people purchasing one of those 7 categories I have there, right? And you got the gallon, right?
Yes, yes, sir. I have the gallon, the
You
one
got the
gallon.
500 millimeter where you sell out of one or you sell it by the dozen. The same for the
Yes,
300 milliliters and the same for the 150 milliliters, right?
yes,
And
yes,
those
sir.
are your retail prices over there.
Yes,
So I look at our population, we got 5.6 million people. Say we don't have a lot of alcoholics in our country, tongue in cheek. So I say maybe 20% of our people can drink. So other than 20%, I say that what 1.1 million people. But we only need 70,000 Liberians to buy one of your product for you to get to this $1 million level, or more than 1 million. That's 6.3. But now, if I were to ask you today, if we could get to this number, how do you, as a business person now, what do you need to do in terms of expansion and moving up for you to be able to get to this $1 million point?
So
One of
to get to that point, we need an increase in our product and also the capacity. So we need more funds to have, because as said, we purchasing from China. So we need to buy more pouches. We will need to have more employees, more staff coming on board to increase the capacity and the production size. To now change from the pouch to a glass bottle as well, because most people started to ask, well, how can you go to glass bottle or rubber bottle? So I said it takes time and it takes more funds to get to that level. So as more librarians are getting to know the pouch that we are producing right now, we want to move to glass bottle and we want to increase our capacity plus our production size. But that has to do with more funding that will come into the business, and we can have that enlargement of
so
the business.
so are you open to investors coming in and taking the business to that next level and getting some percentage of ownership, some equity in the business?
Yes, for sure. So, uh, based on the agreement that we have, yes, I'm open to partnership and I'm open to investment
We
and
already got
investment
somebody who
capital.
said they're open to investing. We have Miss Philetta Phillips. She actually was in Liberia, or probably still is. She said she tasted the product and she liked it. So
So
that's an
that's good.
opportunity. Hopefully there will be more. But that
Yeah.
comes in with the question now. Do you have an expansion business plan where you're saying, I need 60,000 for this machine, I need 30,000 for more King Juice, I need another 40,000? Do you have that level of breakdown of what you want your investment to be to get to this level of high production?
Yeah, sure. We have worked on that. So we did the research on all the machines we supposed to get from China and the pouches that we need, and also the factory, because I'm right now producing it in my house. So I did the design. My husband is an engineer, so he did the design already for the factory, and
But
we
call your
did
husband
the
in. Let Val get him on a prop too now.
so yes. So my husband is Vacuum Morba Senior. He's an engineer, construction engineer. So he did the design already for the factory, and Sandra also helped me to get all the quotation from China for the machine, the pouches, and the plastic bag. We have a plastic bag, branded plastic bag as well. Yes. So we did around $120,000 to get everything started. But we can get some before reaching the 120,000. We still have our
Right, progressive.
product all around. Yes.
So, folks, you see what we're talking about in terms of the mindset for us Liberian entrepreneurs to be successful, where we can mentor each other, we can support, we can collaborate. So you see the level of collaboration between the two of you. How do you guys get to know each other, and how has the relationship been so far?
Okay, so apart from me being an entrepreneur, I'm also working with an organization or NGO called iCampus Liberia, located up Kerry
Right.
Street. So Sandra was working with our lab Liberia, and in the same space, iCampus owned the campus, and their office is our lab Liberia. So she was working there as finance person, and I own the at iCampus as programs. So we started our friendship from there. So it's since 2019, we became friends, good friends. And when she left our lab to focus on her business and pay for attention to her business and pour all into her business, our friendship continued, and up to now we are good friends. Yes, so that's where our friendship came from.
Wonderful. So, Sandra, let's come to you in terms
Yes,
of
right.
where we go next. So for you to get to $1 million, you need 175,000 Liberians or people to purchase your products. And you got 6 different categories, right? You got the moringa and ginger that's in a
2 sizes.
satchel or in a bag, like 20 tea bags in a pouch.
Yeah.
Then you got the one
Yeah.
with 20 tea bags individually, and I will show them the individual packet, or you can show them when we come back to you. And then you got the 10 tea bags in a pouch. Then you got the moringa powder by itself in 80 grams. You got it in 170 grams, and you got it ginger powder 100 grams. And the cost there, based on the information I got from you, is there. But you need purchasers in each category. How ready are you if there were this number of people ready to take you to that next level to be able to get there, or where will it take you to get to that next level where um, we see people being able to get into your product?
So let me start out by mentioning the fact that we were one of the businesses who pitched to UNDP. So initially, back in 2022, we pitched for 3,000 USD, in which we won. There was a huge competition with more than 100 other businesses, and we won 3,000. And we were able to use that 3,000. So the package we're currently using for the powder is how we were able to purchase those packages, the first 5,000 pieces from the 3,000 we won from UNDP through Business Startup Center. So after a while, up to last year, again, the need arose again for more packages to be produced, more products to be produced. And let me just mention, the reality is the kind of product we're producing right now, which is natural, and it has health benefits, medicinal. The truth is, we are not even meeting our market demand. So that also led us to participating in a business competition, a business pitch competition with UNDP, which we just won 40,000 USD. And as a result of that, we're currently receiving all of our equipment now. And we're hoping that in the next month, once we have those firsthand, even though they're still a semi manual anyway, once we have those machines set up, we will have our production capacity increased. So right now, our sales currently, if we get give and take, we are around 12 to 15,000 yearly for sales. We're hoping that once we have those machines set up, we will have sales increase maybe up to hopefully up to maybe 40 something thousand. But again, we want to have a full factory setup. So right now, with that grant and with our own funding from sales and other personal amounts, currently constructing a mini facility. Um, According meaning, and we have it. So we are able to secure 2 lots of land, and then in the very corner, we constructing that mini facility there. So once we have production increasing, obviously, I mean, we want to take on other bigger projects. And our plans right now, with what we want to do and how we see the market and the demand for the product, even in Liberia and out of Liberia, the demand is extremely high. We currently have a budget of almost 378,000 to be able to have a fully automated factory setup. But again, thankfully, UNDP was able to come to our aid. So right now, there are a lot more that we've invested into, and then we're just waiting for the construction to get up in the next 3 weeks to have those things set up. I will share all of the pictures with you. So there where we are. But the reality is, we are only, so to my knowledge right now, we are only 2 who's producing moringa tea in Liberia. And if people get to know the benefits, the medicinal properties of moringa in Liberia, we won't be able to supply just the Liberian market. That's just the reality, because moringa is so nutritious. In fact, in other countries, people use moringa for um school feeding programs because it has all the different vitamins and minerals inside. Other places, I think in Kenya and 2 other countries, they've declared moringa 1,000 day for pregnant women. That is from the day you get pregnant up to 1,000 day for you and the child. So there's so a whole lot plus more for 6 months and above can take moringa. So you realize that people who suffer pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, once you get regular with your moringa tea, which is 100% natural, you I mean we have a lot more people who place their diabetes medication and pressure medication and cholesterol medication aside, and even also and now taking the product. So for us now, the reality is we can be able to market demand. So once we increase in production capacity, obviously we can, because we even have, like I said, we have more people now. We have people who purchase the product from us and send to their families in Lebanon, send to their families in Canada, in Netherlands, in the US. So it's Moringa is a testament by itself. So there where we are. So
Yes,
once we
and
have the first main part set up, and we have those other, the budget for now to have a fully functional facility that is bigger than what we currently have. We're still working on it, but like I said, it's around 378 some thousand to be able to have us to that level.
no, folks, she's telling it. She's real in terms of the properties of moringa. That's for real. Back in 2016, I did like a concept paper in terms of exploring, um, you know, moringa. And let me see if I can share that particular. So if you can see my screen, back in 2016, I did exploring the moringa value chain through cooperative farm development programs in Liberia. And we grew moringa. On Cuttington, when we're there, moringa just grew. We didn't even know the value of moringa. So if we come down here to, let's say, the characteristics of the moringa tree, that's on page 7. See, I mean, it has so many different qualities, and it just grows anywhere in Liberia. Um, so it's something that people should really gravitate to, because what you see in terms of the powers is called a superfood. Tree of life. You got a wide variety here. Okay, yeah, the nutrient comparison for moringa compared with the fresh leaves or the dry leaves, or just putting it in food. How amazing a product it is. So it's something that more Liberians should consider. And some people actually they grow their tree, they harvest it right there, and they make their own tea, in their homes and stuff like that. But yes, Sandra, this is wonderful. You and whoever your competitor is, the space is wide for us to be able to do more. Yes, like look at this. Where I researched, moringa is considered to be the most nutrient plant ever known to mankind. Fresh leaves from moringa tree, for example, have been shown to contain more than 4 times the amount of vitamin A in carrots, 7 times the vitamin C of oranges, 4 times the calcium of milk, 7 times the potassium of bananas, and 3/4 the iron of spinach, and twice the amount of protein of yogurt. So scientific analysis have proven that the dry moringa leaves have more nutritional properties than the fresh ones, which have more nutrients than common foods. So it's just really, really a superfood. It's a wonderful thing, to do that. Even the different parts of the moringa tree have uses, other uses besides just tea. Whether it could be a nutritional supplement, it could be in some developing countries, not Liberia because we're not using it, but they use moringa porridge for the young babies, for the children, and stuff like that. So, Sandra, want to say thank you. Really appreciate that. Um, you are doing
So
what you are doing. Yeah, go ahead.
maybe I can just add this there. So because of our business right now, we've been, so not many people know about the moringa like that. So we currently harvesting from our own trees and also from other tree owners. So we normally, like, we're in the Painesville area now. We normally go like before, some places you go, you ask for to buy the leaf. They'll be like, okay, just cut the whole tree down and take it away. So now what we're doing now is to tell them, no, we are selling. So keep your tree. Every time we come, we purchase the leaves from you. So you won't believe that community dwellers in Painesville area with, more than 50, 53, 54 trees, they depend on us now for a portion of their livelihood because they look forward to us coming to purchase every other week. So it's something that we also found pleasure in doing, because most times we have these different females that we work with in the different communities, and then they depend on us as once they come, because they come around, they help us to do the picking of the leaves. We also purchase the leaves from them, especially. So I mean, we are selling, we're generating some income, but we also, I mean, adding values to other lives, because they look
Right.
forward to
Definitely.
us
Yes.
from them.
So this just tells folks that, sometimes you may not realize it, but the impact that businesses have, see, with the people who got moringa trees just sitting down there in a yard doing nothing. And then Stephanie on the other side, some of the people, the cane juice just wasting. Now she putting it to good use, which is very, very important. So we have a lot of things that can be put into productive capacity in Liberia. It's just that that startup capital or that thinking, that vision to have a business of this kind is not there. So some people again asking where the products can be purchased. Please share it again. You go and then she goes, so people can understand where they can get the products from.
So first thing, let me read out the WhatsApp number is 231-775-536334. And then on Facebook, our page is ZAG Naturals, ZAAG NATURALS. So once you contact us via the Facebook page or the WhatsApp number, surely we can have the product delivered to you. Or otherwise, if you're in Montserrat or in Liberia, we say all of the Habel supermarkets, all of the Stop and Shop supermarkets, Greenland supermarket, as my brother, on the highway Mega Mart. So we have it to all the different locations. But once you hit us up on the WhatsApp number, definitely we can have it delivered over to you.
Okay,
So give us that
so
WhatsApp number again.
Plus two
The
three
WhatsApp
one
number.
231-775 536334.
And then your Facebook page is ZAG, right?
ZAG Naturals. ZAAG NATURALS.
Right. So let me see. I won't just share that as a banner. Then we can come to.
So let me just squeeze this portion in. So for now, we started with the powder, and then we're doing both the powder and the tea bags. But our own intention is to have a one-stop shop for moringa products. We're working on the infusion oil is on test right now. So we want to do the oil, we want to do the face mask. There are several other product line that you can derive as a result of the moringa blend. But for now, we have the powder and the tea bags. So the vision is to have a one-stop
Yes.
shop for moringa products.
Yeah, the one I did was for actual lotion and other, body products like that. But yes, the space for Moringa is huge. You can use it for a
It,
lot of
it,
different
for
reasons.
animal
So
feed,
Stephanie, let's come to you.
okay,
Oh,
so
that's two. Yes.
yes, I can be reached on two numbers. The WhatsApp number is plus 231-775-760-129 and 0888-479378. So we are in all Habia
Let's say the
supermarket.
triple A one again.
0888
You said it.
47
Uh-huh.
uh,
Four
47
seven.
yes
47
993
93
78.
78. And that's the Coleman eggnog. So you
Yes,
you like the
and
special, right?
yes, Como special. Don't leave the special off, please. So we are in all Habel supermarket in town. We are in Stop and Shop Ritual Complex. We are on Benson Street, Red Church Supermarket. We are at Thomas Kitchen, Concord Town's Back Road. We are at Elite Bar and Restaurant in Tingles Village, Migamar. And if you are in Bon County, you can go at Patawi Waterfall. And if you are in Lima, you can go at Jackie's restaurant and you will have Como special egg there. And like next week, if you go in Grand Baza at Kanye's hotel, you will also see Como special there as well. So by buying, purchasing one common special eggnog, you are improving the life of the less privileged children because we just register our foundation. We want to give back, not only buying from the local farmers as well, but we want to help children that are not going to school, children that needs help. So we will also be helping the less privileged children as well. So everyone that purchases
That's
common special, one common special, you are helping the life of a child to go to school or have something to sit on in the
that's
classroom.
wonderful. That's wonderful, wonderful. Like we said before, the mindset of the Liberian entrepreneur. Now we see somebody who has a mindset to impact other people who are, less privileged. And in this case, is people in orphanages. And look, the young children are in those orphanages. I mean, when you actually go to them, sometimes you feel real bad because um there's not many people helping them, looking out for them. So they like a forgotten portion of our population. So I'm excited to hear that you're doing stuff for them. You're trying to help them, even though you just starting your business. You don't have everything yet, but your mind is still looking back to see how you can help other people. So that is really appreciated. So in terms of as we move forward, if somebody were to ask each of you, what's your best case scenario for your business, and what would you say, starting with Stephanie?
So my best case scenario could be in terms of
Like if somebody could just wave a magic wand or just do some kind of little medicine thing and just blow it on you, and then your business be in the best situation for you, what is that? Your own billing, your own farm, your own Kinjo factory, you producing,
oh,
supplying to America. Like what is that ideal
okay.
stage for you?
So when somebody just do that magic, I want to have my own factory, like beer factory
Okay.
or Coca-Cola factory in Liberia, and I will have my own farm. But no, I will not start from buying from the local farmers. That is it. And I'm going to just get my product in Liberia, all parts of Liberia freshly, and have it exported to other countries. So most of the people that are coming down, they are buying to carry to America. They like the product, common special eggnog, and they're ready buying and carrying it. So you see, Javier supermarket on 16th Street, the guy can call me from there. Stephanie, I need common special. The people are here. They need to carry it. They're going back to America. You need to supply me. So I tell him, yes, I will supply you. So yes, everyone loves the eggnog and they are carrying in America. And I also in touch with my cousin there. She want to also be buying it to sell it in America as well. So yes, blow that magic, something, blow it on me, blow it on me. I want
We'll
to
try, we'll try.
explode. I want to explode. Yes.
All right. Sandra, where's your magical wand?
So the magical one is, and I left that out initially. So as a result of doing this business, we realized that businesses have several challenges that they face. But one we've noticed and we decided to come in to help is the issue of packaging. So first of all, we what we do now on every package that we sell, we save 2 cents, and then every year we decide to pick one business to improve on the packaging. So last year, 2 months ago, we were able to have 1,000 pieces of a bowl. There's a lady who sells fruits on 20th Street, and then we were able to have 1,000 pieces of those bowls well packaged with her label that we created for her to have her fruit sold in a well packaged bowl. So our own magic moment is we want to see ourselves exporting. That's where we want to have. That's what we want to do. Build this, I mean, multi factory where we can be able to export, where we can be able to have a Liberia on a more map for Moringa. I didn't mention that I'm into cocoa farming as well. We started since 2017, and this year we also want to have cocoa finished products. So the thing here is to have Liberia on the world map for these things because we've been doing it for a very long time. Cocoa, we've been in the cocoa more than 60 years. But and sadly, we've been exporting raw materials instead of finished products. So this time around with the moringa and the cocoa, we want to have moringa and cocoa being exported, formally exported, not through travelers, because currently we're doing it through travelers, but we want to have it formally exported to other countries that people get to see how natural things are coming out of Liberia and how we have real quality and products, things that are improving the lives of other people on the world market. So as a because of that too,
Wonderful.
last year we were able to have our intellectual property register with the intellectual property office here. So even I was also part of a cohort for WIPO, that is the World Intellectual Property Office. They currently know the product right now. So we have that certificate for 10 years. We have it up to 2033. That we have the ZAAG natural now that is registered, the local year is fully registered with the Intellectual Property Office so that we own. So hopefully
Folks cannot joke.
once we increase that production capacity and we start to do export, then we can have the intellectual property register in African countries as well as at the World Intellectual Property Office. But for now, we have the local registration that we have for 10 years. So the thing is, we want to have Liberia on the map. We want to have Liberia on the map for finished products, not just for raw materials.
That's very wonderful, folks. So you see that whole value chain that you're talking about and the involvement of other people along the chain, right? Whether it's her who is the like the centerpiece, or whether it's the people who producing the moringa tree or the ginger, whether it's the buyer, whether it's the person who wholesaling and taking it to different places around the country, or whether it's the person who import it to the US or other international areas, Europe, China, wherever. But this guy, Morris Dugba, who's doing the Green Gold Liberia, he and I have talked about, doing buying products and bringing it here to sell, being a diaspora wholesaler for businesses like yours. So we'll reach out to you guys and see how that discussion can work, because we really, really believe in made in Liberia. We think Liberian products are elevating their presentation much better than they used to be just a few years ago. Packaging better, people are expanding their vision to a variety of products. So we really, really, really want to say thank you to you ladies for what you are doing. We know we saw a lot of different businesses over there when I met you people at the ministerial complex, and we want to applaud the Ministry of Commerce in general, and then specifically I believe the Deputy Minister for Small Businesses, Benedict Dolo, but they all work together to make that thing happen. He, the Minister of Trade, Mr. Wilmer Reeves, the Deputy Minister for Industry, Minister Pega, the Deputy for Administration, who was acting minister at the time, Madam Scholastico. I believe her last name is Nimle. But all of these people are working to make sure that small business. So that facilitation effort is there, but we really need infusion of private capital into these kind of businesses. So people out there with the resources find a way to see how we can partner, how we can collaborate. But one interesting thing I noticed about you, Sandra, is that you have this, it seems like, ability to engage other people, to reach out to other people and incorporate other people. How did you develop that sense of being able to bring in different pieces into what you're doing as a business person?
So that's interesting. So there are certain things that come from within, and I think there are certain things that you learn over the years. So before I started to do my business, to do this business, I actually worked for 17 years in the private sector, in INGO, and then seeing all the different things around, seeing the different needs, seeing everything that exists in Liberia, the challenges. I mean, just everything you can think about. So all of that coming together have reached me to the end, especially being a female has reached me to that point, because most times when you hear company owner, business owners, it had always been, I mean, males, and then you have the
Yes.
female just there on the other side who's just doing maybe the manual or not the paperwork part of it. So there are a couple other things that really, and back then in 2004, I worked with International Rescue Committee in the Gender-Based Violence Department, and sadly, we had more than maybe 15 to 20,000 domestic violence cases that most of the
Wow.
time, if you look, it derived from, females not being empowered. So it's a lot plus more, because sometimes you find out that when you have an empowered female, there are certain things that should not be an issue, that is an issue if the female is not empowered. But when people are empowered, when people are basic, when people are contributing, when people are doing something meaningful, before, it takes up your time, and you have you have all the energy to be able to produce. Unlike, if it's just something where you just a regular, way back then, a regular female that just, you just sit, doing nothing, and then wait
Right.
for the other partner to just do everything. So sometimes when you think about all the different things that have happened or that you've heard, you just have all the different energy in the world to just press and move forward. And I think I've been somebody all along from childhood. There was this thing I didn't know. Tell you the truth, if 10 years ago somebody had told me you have a moringa business today or a cocoa business, I would have said no. But at least what I know that would have happened, I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to be this business owner. I wanted to have my own business, my own company. It's something that I told myself all along. So when I worked for 17 years and decided to leave work at iLab, I reached to the point where I was acting country director for 4 months, and I had to make that tough decision to leave work 100% and focus on business. I think I told myself at that point, okay, this is what you've been looking for, to be your own boss, and then to also be able to contribute to other, be the reason why other people exist, right? Be the reason why other people, look forward to the end of the month, and not just to be there and, be a regular consumer, right? Because it's interesting that when you know that you're responsible for people upkeep, for people daily lives. At the end of the month, you know that you have 10, 15, 20 people depending on you for salary. I think it pushes you to be able to work more, and then to use all your energy you have to do everything you have to do.
Wonderful. Yes. And Stephanie, you in terms of the orphanages and stuff, what drives you to want to contribute to an orphanage and support that environment and make it better for the children?
Okay, so I see, for example, in my community, I see that most of the children there right now, their parents did not go to school, and they just started to just add the children up. They born this one this year, next year they get pregnant, born this, and the children just wasting it, just around, passing around, doing nothing. They grow up being their parents, the same thing, having children. And like in Clay Ashland, I live almost all my life in Clay Ashland, and I see that most of my friends from Clay Ashland, they're still there. So that either they have two, three children, they are not married, they just have two, three children. The children not going to school, they either riding motorbikes. And the work I do with iCampus, we are almost in all the counties in Liberia. So most of the time when I go inside of Cape Mount, the forest-based side, or Lofa County, I see most of the children, they don't have clothes, they don't have slippers to wear. And I feel so bad, and I feel that since I have it for myself, my parents was not rich. They had it and they gave to me, and I gave it to my children. So I can also give to other children, even if they will not go to school, but I can give them clothes to wear. I can give them slippers to wear, and I can also improve their life by doing other things for them. So most of the time, all the counties I go to, I see that the children are really suffering. They are really suffering. Even food to eat, they don't have food to eat. Like we went 2 years ago, Nimba, my boss and I, right on the road, they were selling, the lady and her children were selling palm wine. So we stopped to buy the palm wine. So the labor came in, playing with me and other things like that. So I said, okay. So the next year when we went there, I bought bag of rice oil. I have the pictures I will share with you. I bought it and they were so excited. They didn't even remember the people that bought the palm wine from them a year ago. That I remember them and came back and gave to them. And I carry clothes as well. So they were so excited. So there are many children in Liberia are really suffering. No clothes to wear, no food to eat, no slippers to wear as well. So I said I can open my foundation, charity foundation, and help county by county. I can target county by county and help the children are there with the parents. Yeah.
Wonderful. We really, really appreciate you guys looking back, your generosity, your desire to mentor. So, in closing, I want you guys to share two messages. One is to the young women out there, and then the second is to your support system. What um, message will you give to those two group of people? The young women who could emulate or model the kind of abilities you have demonstrated, the vision you have, and then the people who work with you or the people who are supporting you in terms of where you guys are going in direction. So if you guys can each share with us your messages, that would be important.
So let me start by the people who supporting. So the people who supporting, I will first say, I mean, it's by default the Almighty God. We want to say thanks to the Almighty God for everything He's done for us from the start up to present. I also want to say thank you to my husband and children. I have 4 children, a girl and 3 boys, and to be doing all of what I'm doing and still getting the kind of support that's needed from them, I think is something huge. And then also to our partners, the UNDP partners, the iCampus team, they have always been there. They've been helpful with their fundings and the knowledge, the capacity building, and everything. And then to our value customers, including you, we said thank you for trusting in us. It's not easy. You know, I
Folks,
normally tell people
yep,
it's kind of easy.
packages, yo.
Yeah, it's kind of easy if you're selling a pen, right? If I'm selling a pen, I just tell people it's a pen. We all know what pen is, but we are selling something. That's why we normally say we didn't. So that it wasn't our business wasn't about finding a market. It was about creating a market. So we're selling something where when you tell people I sell moringa, they will ask you what is it, what does it do. You will have to explain all of that, especially for people who don't know about it. So that's why normally we say, like I said, we didn't try to find a market. We try to create a market, and we think we've created a market. So we say hats off to our value customers for trusting in us, and then also for our incoming customers, we say thank you as well. So young women out there, don't mind me even talking to them. Nobody want to tell people they won't believe. People who sat in class with me 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Even if I was asked a question in class, I would give the answer to somebody else who would state the answer. So I was 100%, maybe more than 100%, very shy, extremely shy. I mean, I know, yeah, I was smart, but I was extremely shy. So sometimes, I mean, to young women out there, the first thing I would say, face your fear, whatever that fear is, face your fear, and you never know. By facing your fear, you facing every single thing you have to face. There are a lot more that we can do, but I think, I mean, women in majority, sometimes because of shyness, they're not able to blow out, I mean, their full potential. So I would say face your fear. And then to young women out there, I'll also say self-motivation. Find a way out of no way to be able to motivate yourself. Because if you cannot motivate yourself, nobody else can. Once you have your own motivation from within to do what you want to do, definitely you can do what you want to do. Because sometimes you have, I mean, from the very start, there are days that people ask me, but what you selling moringa powder? What do you think people will do with it? It's not a business. Find something that people know about. So you have to have your own motivation from within. You have to be able to take risks. You have to be able to see yourself as, I mean, a medium or a means for other people's survival. Because if you see yourself as that, then you know that it's not about you or your children. It's about you, your children, plus even more other people that will be depending on you. Because there are people now who reach out to us and then tell me that, I mean, you're my role model. Like I follow you. I try to do everything or even more than you're doing. And thankfully, that's some of the reason why we said we decided to help other females with the packages. So I'm currently working with about seven females, 100% for now, free of charge. That I'm just helping them. I see the packages, I see the label. We're working on the label. I have a graphic designer who once we have sales, we have the amounts dedicated to work with a graphic designer to help improve the packages. And there is one, I will share a couple of pictures with you. I asked her consent though. There is one who she had this packaging on her cassava, on her super gari, And then her sales were extremely low. Why? Because the label wasn't really saying anything. But then I worked with her together with this graphic designer, and then we brought up her new product label. And immediately I gave her the first 500 pieces, something she would take almost 3-4 months to sell. As a result of just the label that we did for her, that we worked with her to do, she was able to sell that in 3 weeks. And then when she told me, I didn't even
Wow.
I didn't believe it. So sometimes
Wow.
it's not about, I mean, the products that people are producing here, but the way it is packaged. And so we've decided to dedicate ourselves for now to work with females that will have, I mean, we can work with them to increase their product level so that they also make sales and contribute to the society at large. Because there, female has this natural ability to multitask. So imagine if you have maybe, I mean, 25 or 50 entrepreneurs, females, every month adding to what you already have. I can tell you in the next 5 years, Liberia will be way more than you ever think about on the world map when it comes to different businesses or producing Liberia items.
Wonderful. That's a hard act to follow now, Stephanie. So let's hear from you.
Yeah, she talk a lot. Yes, and she say a lot. So yes, so I just want to tell God, thank you, His Christ, my family, my husband, children, and my family, because this is a family legacy, this product. So I want to tell them thank you for the support. Our customers, thanks for always buying Como Special. Thanks for improving the life of the local farmers and the children, and our incoming customers. Thanks for coming on board. You enjoy Como Special Eggnog. And also, I want to say this to the government of Liberia. You see, to the Mutual Complex, the program you saw us vendors or the SMEs that were there, they felt ready by, because that program was something for Liberia, was a national program. So you see that there was nobody coming from the government side, like for example, other ministry coming there to purchase at least a item from a SME that was there, business person that was there. But if the government can just make that announcement, okay, today or tomorrow is a conference, national conference for SMEs in Liberia. All government offices should have at least 2 hours or 3 hours to go and just purchase one item from a business person there. That would be okay. And the people that go there to sell will be very happy. But most of them, the feedback from there was, this thing is a program for Liberian. How come you're not seeing nobody, you're not seeing a minister, you're not seeing anybody coming to buy or product? So you see that the day two of the event, most of the vendors did not show up because of that. So I want to appeal to the government, please help us. We, the SMEs, help us and buy our product for us to get there, to improve and employ more people to build our capacity. And to females out there, if I can work with iCampus, a full-time job, also do my business and multitasking, you too can do it. So see, look in your community, see one person there and be motivated to do something. And say, but if this person is doing it, they're going to work every day, coming home producing eggnog or producing moringa or plating chips, myself can do it. I can just sit down. So I was in better Katrina school, 7th grade, and there's this lady, and she's still there right in front of Better Church on the road. She's still there. She sell water, soft and other things. So for the years, over like 10 to 7 years now, she's still there selling. So every time I pass, I see her, I say, okay, this woman is determined, and she's doing her business. From that business, her children are going to school. And for Lapu benefited from our Mercy Corps program, $700, $750. Lapu sells fruit on the road, on 20th Street and along the roadside. After selling the fruit, Lapu goes in the night and sell like apple or anything that come on the market. She go and sell. So Lapu's story is, from that sale that she makes, she pay her daughter's school fee. Her daughter is in 12th grade right now. So it's someone that will motivate you from your community to do something as a female. Don't just sit down and let the men to override you and say, okay, you just sit down in the house and I just bring in everything. You too can bring on the table. Why you bring on the table, females? You can bring something on the table
Women
by
power,
using,
women power, women
yes,
power.
yes, women power, by using, yes, that value that you have in you. Yes, and that strength. Yeah.
So you guys both
So thanks
mentioned
too for having us on your show. We appreciate it, and we hope to always come on your show to give our experience, to talk to the audience. Thanks to the audience for listening to us and Hasha. So Common Special is also on Facebook. Common Special EGGNOG. You can find us on Facebook. Yeah.
right. So before you guys go, you guys mentioned consistently iCampus and iLab. So you guys each take one and just tell people about those things and the potential opportunities that it represent for people, starting with you.
Okay. So iCampus is Liberia first co-working and innovation campus. So the I is for innovation. So I'm the program officer there, and the CEO is Mr. Luther D. Jacket. He's the brain behind this whole iCampus. So iCampus is a non-for-profit, but we are like hybrid because we have a little sustainability arm there that we have funds. So for iCampus, we offer training like capacity building in technology, in entrepreneurship development, to youth, to women, and we have the space there called the Business Clinic that was supported by Mercy Corps. We have this business clinic that if you have your idea, you come in a space, and we have mentors there to come and sit with you. We have business coaches, they come and sit with you and bring your idea to reality. And our campus is also in partnership with UNDP. So from the funds that Sandra got from UNDP, we have this program called the Growth Accelerator Program Liberia that help SMEs. So UNDP gave the funds of up to $40,000. So it's $10,000, $20,000, and $40,000 to SMEs that are into general businesses and agricultural cooperatives within Liberia, within 7 counties in Liberia. So we last year was the 4th year of the program, and this year is the 5th year. So it was a 5 years grant program. This year is the last year, but hopefully we are hoping to expand, to extend the agreement. Yes. So this year we put up the call for application in May, and we have our page called iCampus Liberia on Facebook. We have our website, www.icampus.ro, that you can follow and have all the information there for the application that will come up in May for cohort 5. So we also in partnership with USAID on the USAID incubator program for agricultural cooperatives. So the program is in the 15 counties, and we are into lots. So iCampus has a lot called Lot C with 5 counties, and Tribe Liberia is in Lot B with 5 counties, and Educare is in Lot A with 5 counties. So for our own counties, iCampus, we are into Cape Mount, Lofa, Babolu, Grand Juliet, and Bomi County. So if you are in that county, we put up the call for application as well in May. You can apply if you have an agricultural farm, a product or services on the market, or you are an idea stage business, you can also apply. But for the UNDP program, you have to be registered for at least 6 to 1 year before applying, and your product or services has to be on the market for the UNDP program. For the Mercy Corps program, they are just helping our own programs that we do at iCampus, like the trainings that we do for students, for women. They are just there supporting our program. So the business clinic is there and open to everyone to come and explore your business idea. It will be there to help you. We are located up Carey Street, Snapper Hill. And again, I can call my number up, or my number is already on the screen. You can call me. So in 2 capacity, I'm the CEO of Common Special, and I'm the program officer at iCampus. So yes. So you see, one thing, let me note one thing. So as the CEO of Common Special, it's a conflict of interest to apply for the UNDP grant and the USAID grant. I can't apply for it. I can't get it. So that's why I need help from all there. I need different source of income. Yes, to come. So
And this
I give him money
this is
to
wonderful. This
businesses,
is
but I
wonderful
can't
to
get him
know.
money.
It's
Eh?
wonderful to know that you are cognizant of that principle and you're not
Yes.
trying to violate the conflict of interest, but we see people in other arenas in government violating it every day. So let's hear from
Yeah,
Samuel.
yeah. So I can benefit. So please, my helper out there, please locate me. Yes.
Yeah, so you see, most times when we're talking, we always mention, especially for me, I always mention iCampus, because sometimes you think you know certain things until you decide to explore and realize that you don't even know, much about what you think you know about. So all along, like I said, I have been somebody who, have this business. I want to do business for reasons. When I decided to do university studies, I got my BBA in business management, and then also went back to the University of Liberia. I'm a candidate right now for a master's in business administration. But we're interested to know that the different trainings, the different workshops that we receive at iCampus is hands-on. It's not theory. It's more of a practical kind of business ideas, business knowledge. Capacity building to build your business. So for almost 6 years, I was doing this, moringa business. At the time, just the powder, but as I receive my salary, I put it back into the business. As sell, and then take the business money, go and buy some business stuff, buy personal things. I was mixing everything, mixing personal cash with business money and all of that. As a result of the different trainings, the different workshop, capacity building events that I've benefited from iCampus, it has reached my business to the point now my business is 100% separate from me. Right now, before I do anything with any cash, I have to go through a financial process. I have to go to the finance person. We have to get it done through the system. If there's a petty cash needs to be spent, we have to go to the petty cash requisition form. We have to fill in the form. We have to do a voucher. We have to do every single thing before a dime is spent from the account. Unlike before, where I just open my bag and then sell and then spend the money. No. Now, right now, once you purchase from us, we issue a receipt to you, and we as a result again of the different business knowledge or capacity that that have been built over time from iCampus trainings in different workshops. We're now working with QuickBooks system, which is international. So you purchase from us now wherever you are. Once we have your email address, you receive your receipt on an instant basis. Unlike before, if you ask me how many packages of the small tea bags mixed with ginger you've sold from January to present, I will have to go take pen and paper and be calculating for almost 2-3 days. I wouldn't even get the amount right. But right now, I'll tell you, give me 2 minutes. Once the internet is right, in 2 minutes, I can give you, financial reports. So, there's the reason why you always, once you hear me speak, I always say iCampus, UNTP, because sometimes the mistake I think other grants have been doing is just to give the money. We do need the money, yes, but if you have the money and you don't have the capacity, I can tell you the money won't do anything, because you will just spend at will and pleasure, and you won't be able to account for what you should be accounting for. So before I close, I will also give this plea out to the government of Liberia. I know it's on the books, because people will say, okay, yeah, the government passed 20% or 25% made in Liberia products, but we want to plead and beg onto the government of Liberia. Developmental partners like UNDP have entrusted us to give us up to 40,000 to invest in our businesses. Grant money, like I normally tell people, grant money is great. Taking loan is also good, but the best money that any salesperson can have is their sales money. Because when you make a decision on your sales money, it's different. So we're asking the government of Liberia, we're pleading on them, as the different partners are investing into us, as we have private investors, hopefully some of them listening to us now, to come to invest within our businesses. We are pleading on them. All the different conferences that are held in Liberia, all the different workshops from the different governmental institutions or agencies, we're just asking them to do made in Liberia purchases. We want people to come to a conference for Ministry of Commerce, for example, and then see 2-3 persons made in Liberia tea, made in Liberia coffee that is being served there. We want to see made in Liberia snacks. You can have a conference and then you have Pringles, for example. You have imported products. whether it's Made in Liberia event, whether it's whatever event it is, we just want to have people see Made in Liberia products. Because, for example, if you went to a conference at the Commerce Ministry and then you see 2-3 Made in Liberia tea, trust me, once you try and you like it, the next time you see that particular tea in a shop or a supermarket, you're going to buy it. If you went up to UNDP office or to USMRC and then you see Made in Liberia tea, Made in Liberia coffee, Made in Liberia plenty chips, the fact that you see it to certain places, it creates that kind of trust, it creates quality in people's mind, and then people go for it. The only reason why we all know about Lipton tea today is because everywhere we go, we see it. So once we can have the different agencies and ministries at least doing first 20% on the breakfast table at the lunch, we show that we will have, we have sales. Because as they purchase it from us, they don't necessarily have to tell the caterer, go to Sandra and purchase her tea. No, they just not tell the caterer, at this event we need 20% Made in Liberia tea. The caterer will choose which Liberian business to purchase from, and we believe that once we start to make the sales, it will better inform our decision making and know how to spend our cash. Because sometimes, yeah, the grant is good, but when you're spending money from your sales, which is the engine of your business, you know that you're making decisions that affect you and the entire business. So we're pleading on the government of Liberia, please, at your major events, tell your caterers do Made in Liberia products, and we will definitely appreciate. Once we start to increase in sales, trust me, we increase in sales, we increase in production capacity, we will have to employ more people. We employ more people, we have to pay more taxes to the government. So it's like a cycle. So as they're helping us to generate the money, we also generating the money for them as well.
Right. So this is wonderful. We appreciate you guys' appearance, and I know you will be back here again with better news the next time you'll come. Your points are very germane to the development of Liberianization mindset, where we as Liberians can support each other in business, support each other in development, and our government is a real facilitator of the effort for Liberian businesses to be successful. Like you said, any Liberian event should be featuring Made in Liberian products, especially when they are competitive with whatever else is out there. So yes, that message to the government, I hope they receive it positively and they be able to implement all the catering they do and everything like that to factor in Liberian products, whether it's a reception, we want an eggnog there. If it's a meeting, we want a tea there. If it's a little entertainment thing, we want a Liberian food, the Liberian cassava, the Liberian chips, because Liberians are trying their best to put products out there, and I think they should be supported by their own government facilities there. Right now, you guys are facing a scalability issue, and part of that could be, just the investment. It could be electricity. It could be some of the other inputs into your production process. So all of those things, the infrastructure that needs to be there for business people like yourself, because you open a factory today, you got to depend on generator. That's a huge cost. So we just want government to try to increase and improve the infrastructure around here, that small businesses or businesses that are moving from small to medium or medium to large can be successful. So ladies, I want to say thank you so much to Coleman Special Eggnog and to ZAAG Natural Moringa and Ginger Tea and all the other products around it. But you're thinking about eggnog with a flavor of moringa in it, just so you can be able to be nourishing while you're drinking. So you're thinking about that combination. Maybe it could be a collaborative product.
When you drink the eggnog, one thing, the moringa tea on the other end, in the morning, just drink moringa tea. You will see all the eggnog that was in your system will just wear away. So she's the
nice.
So for sure, the moringa tea, I mean, you won't believe that we got almost 24 of our customers who take the tea from us only because they're telling us that it's a hangover cue. So they enjoy everything they gotta enjoy on Fridays and Saturdays, and in early morning they just drink the tea and the body go to factory reset.
That's wonderful. Seriously, folks. So folks, look, let's try our best to support these Liberian businesses out there, especially these two that have come in and done a wonderful presentation and have really shared with us some of the underlying elements of their business and how we can help them move forward. So I want to say thank you for coming. We look forward to having you guys again another time. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. We actually will be looking forward to coming back on the show. Trust me.
Yes.
We can't wait. We
Okay.
can't wait. We'll be looking forward to that.
Wonderful.
So thank you to everybody.
All right. So, folks, yeah, we go. We had two wonderful CEOs, and they just happen to be females, but you can see the business acumen. You can see the desire to get better, to improve their trade, to be able to move the sectors forward, to help other people elevate. And that's what we need to do as Liberians. We have a lot of capability and capacity among ourselves. We just have to identify and find who we can work with. There's a lot of things on the table, and we need government to facilitate. Whether it's making wine, because I see my cousin on the line, St. Clarence Avery. Shout out to you. You've been doing some good things. We thinking about doing wine in Liberia. That will create a lot of jobs too. That will buy from the local producers and everything like that. Shout out to this Mr. Don I met on the flight. He started his own beer factory in Liberia recently. So this whole diaspora engagement and the people on the ground elevating what they do, it's a strong combination. We can really make it happen. So we can integrate, we can transform, and we can make the lives better. Look, Liberia can be like a paradise. I know people think I'm just all Liberia, but no, it's possible. It will not take us that long for us to be able to move our country forward if we can start to collaborate, we can start to network, we'll start to be supportive, we can start thinking, let's keep the dollars in the Liberian community. Let's be able to buy from each other. Let's support each other. So, we are here. It was every Saturday, 2 p.m. GMT, and right now it's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be bringing, these different guests on the show, as well as sharing some thoughts. With our questions, I want to love my man, St. Clarence. He talk about law and order. We do need law and order. People, businesses, people, contracts have to be protected. The sanctity of contracts are violated. The sanctity of having your space. Look, one of the worst things I hate is what somebody steal from me. Again, it's either you now rape me or tear something out of me. That's how I can feel. So yes, we need law and order. Hopefully, the police led by Gregory Coleman will step up and be able to, ensure that there's a higher sense of security. We did gain that with the transition, but now it has to be sustainable, and especially with this, I know whoever doing his criminal stuff around trying to do stuff. But Mr. Two, I know the show was hot and we're moving. Do you want to share anything from your end in terms of the latest presentation, or some of the things you heard and some of the things as somebody who's on the ground?
Well, I'm very impressed with them. So proud of them. I pray that the wisdom God gave them, they will put it into use, that those things will be good, that they will be able to have the factories, those things that we all talk about. They have a good plan, but as the lady with the Moringa said, they also need to work on their packaging. The packaging in every area, because I'm a marketing specialist, your package is what sells your product. So I must applaud them. I know they will be able to make a game. We must encourage them, and then they are ladies, they need to be popped up. So yes, I appreciate everything that they are doing.
Wonderful. Folks, next week would be, I hope I'm not traveling. I may be traveling back to Liberia next Saturday, but I hope I'm not. But next week's show is supposed to be Elkina, my other partner on the show, Elkina Phillips, and myself comparing notes. Elkina just was in Liberia recently. I was there at the same time. He went to a lot of different places, and I've been engaging a lot of different people in government, outside of government. So we'll just compare notes on the business climates, on the potential that there, on some of the areas that we can work on and stuff like that. And I will keep coming to you about the upcoming Liberia Diaspora Equity Fund, where we are really looking to see how we can mobilize resources in the diaspora to transform Liberia from a business perspective, from an infrastructure perspective. And it seems like the government is open to being receptive to diaspora investment in Liberia, to diaspora participation in the economy. So hopefully those things will come to fruition but it takes effort, it takes commitment, it takes work, and step by step, as Liberians, we should be able to get there. We should start to own our own economy. We should start to break up some of these syndicates and cartels and monopolies that exist there. Definitely, we can have a one-on-one on your book. That's another special thing area. St. Clarence I've been thinking about a credible show where we can really come and lecture, just open, like real men, real women from back in the day, sharing knowledge to some of our young people to do it, because there's a big gap in terms of information and continuity of tradition, of folklore, of customs, of behaviors that are missing. So we really look forward to discussing your book with you. We look forward to having that platform where more people can share their thoughts, because we don't want too many people leaving this earth without being able to give back, whether just through information or actual engagement with so many of our positive young people out there. We have a lot of positive, progressive and productive young people. It's just that they are not being mentored, they are not being supported, and sometimes their frustration set in too quickly. So let's just hope that we can continue to do this and be able to get the message out to more people and participate with more people. So Mr. Do, thank you for being our host here, and we look forward to next week's show where we have Akina and Rufus on the show. Folks, peace. Thank you.